Hello, this is ASMR, but I will be speaking out loud rather than whispering. So, I have been working and writing to fill in this notebook. So, here is the first set of questions. The first set of questions. And there are a few techniques I'll use during as I'm asking you these questions. So, flip phone here, it's not activated, but that's probably my next move after my current cell phone goes bald, so to speak. And so I can ask you questions on my flip phone. So first, I'm going to turn it on. It might not be charged. It's not charged, but we can still try to kind of walkie-talkie. Walkie-talkie. Also, I wore these earrings because I want to remind everyone watching that this is the present moment. So if you start to feel a little bit claustrophobic, if the questions make you feel have you feel claustrophobic, you can look at my earrings and remember that I'm asking you these questions in the present moment I am in, and you're watching this in the present moment you are. And these questions are your present answers. However, they do pertain to circumstances that are not in the present. Although it's good to remember that the past circumstances and around the globe have are still the same kind of as the present. So you don't have to feel that what happened in the past is so disconnected from the present, because it's the same circumstances that lead to the present. What happened in the past was due to global circumstances that have continued to the present global circumstances, including my flip phone not being charged, but we can still I can still ask you the questions into the receiver and you can still hear it. Also, between asking each question, I'm going to be blending your answers together because there are many viewers. So I'm going to be blending all the answers together so we can see what all the conditions are, so that together we have to understand that it's all together that we are experiencing the same global condition with different out with but there's a variety. So even though it's blended, it's kind of like there's different streaks, right? We can imagine that each answer could be any color, any hue, and although I'm blending it together, it can never be totally uniform. I mean, it would come out to brown if it was uniform. But if we kind of blend a little bit between the questions, we can get a little bit of a blending and we can see what the streaks are, see what the different colors are. We might be surprised by the overall color, kind of a rainbow brown. kind of a rainbow brown color that might emerge. But I don't have the time between each question to blend it out fully to brown, so we're still going to see. We can imagine all the brilliant different colors that are going to that all of each individual answer to these questions is a different kind of brilliant color or hue that is going to get moved along, and we can see those lines. We can see those lines, those streaks, all streaking together because these are our bare answers. Remember that, okay? Are the bare answers. Alrighty. And so I have separated the questions into 3 sets. So between each set, I'm going to clip all of the responses together. All of the responses together, and there are 3 sets. So each set is a longer list than the previous set of questions. But between each question, so right now, for example, I'll ask you the question, what is your name? That's our preliminary question. What is your name? And all of the answers are, I'm clipping it together. Clipping it together. And also clipping it together. And also clipping it together. Okay, so give me a second here because I'm gonna take a small sip before we begin. Resveratrol. Resveratrol. Okay, here we go. Ring, ring. Okay, I got you. So, here we commence the first set of questions. In what county was your nativity? I'm going to blend those answers together. The question is, in what county was your nativity? Blending those answers together. All over the map here. All over the map. It could be anywhere in the map. The second question. On what day of the week was your nativity? Did someone ever tell you that you are native to where you were born? Did your parents ever tell you about your indigenous origins? Are your indigenous origins in multiple countries or in one country? Okay, so that concludes the first set of questions. So I'm going to clip all those questions, all those answers together, all those answers together. Mhm, mhm. Okay. Second set of questions. Second set of questions. How old was the person that gave birth to you? Okay. Were you birthed in a hospital, a home, or outdoors? Did the person who birthed you let you drink their milk? It's a yes or no question. Do you remember ever biting a plastic nipple? Can you remember how your farts smelled after drinking either formula milk or breast milk? Were you ever alone when you drank from a bottle by yourself? Were you ever alone when you drank from a bottle with a plastic nipple by yourself? Can you remember watching TV while you bit on a plastic nipple? Were you ever alone? Oh, no, that was the last question. Can you remember watching TV while you bit on a plastic nipple? Okay. Some delayed responses here because some people have an immediate answer. I think some people are kind of take some time to recall. Did you drink juice from a plastic nipple or a sippy cup? Blending, blending, streaking. So many different types of hues that are elicited and blending those together, streaking those all together. Whew. So that was the end of the third set of questions. We're gonna clip all those questions together from everyone who gave those responses to whichever or however many questions that they did. Sometimes some people don't have an answer. That's also part of the blend. Yeah. Hmm. To the bottom of this here. Okay. Pause. I'm gonna go use the restroom. I used the restroom, so we can keep going. And recalling our present needs. Our present needs. Maybe your present need is to sip a tall glass of water. Maybe your present need is to open the window and air sip a cool fresh of air or a warm fresh of air, maybe just some fresh air, perhaps. Maybe your current need, some kind of brain food. I don't know, some kind of brain food that can help your eyes out. I heard carrots are pretty good. I heard fish is pretty good for your eyes. I stopped being a vegan approximately 3 weeks ago. I stopped being a vegan. And last night, my romantic partner and I, we shared short rib at a Filipino restaurant. And this was my first time eating beef in more than a year, more than a year. And I immediately felt that collagen. This is my first time eating short rib, and it was falling off the bone. It was a big bone. It was a rib, a bone of the rib cage, and it was falling off the bone. Both of us were flabbergasted. And we tried our best to finish it. It was a lot of food. Okay. Maybe your present need is to put your hands above your head, because that opens up your airways. Is to, I would say, kind of a little something like this. Something like that. Take a nice deep breath in. Might confuse you the direction that your wrists point. So, third set of questions. I'm gonna be using my right hand, whatever, to blend out these answers. Guys, I wrote these questions down last night, and I'm gonna get on the internet today. Here's a third set of questions. Is it true that mothers feed their children their own milk? Yes or no question. Is it true that mothers feed their children their own milk? It's a yes or no question. Is it true that formula milk does not have antibodies from a mother in it? Okay. Another yes or no question. Is it true that breastfed people learned not to bite on a nipple? Is it true that breastfed people learned not to bite a nipple? There we go. See it now. Is it true that many breastfed people did not have to lift weight while they sipped their mother's milk? Is it true that many breastfed people did not have to lift weight while they breastfed, while they sipped their mother's milk? Many strong responses out there. Although it is a yes or no question, I believe the answers are quite personal because these are many different kinds of hues that are being blended together in response to this question. Did you ever, before today, think about how sipping milk didn't require holding anything before the recent invention of plastic nipples? Did you ever before today think about how sipping milk didn't require holding anything before the recent invention of formula milk? Beautiful colors, beautiful streaks, brilliant streaks of many different hues. Did you know that some farmers use plastic nipples to prevent heifers from breastfeeding their calves? Did you know that some farmers use plastic nipples to prevent heifers from feeding their calves? Did you know, or do you think that plastic nipples prevent many infants from being mothered? Do you think that plastic nipples prevent many infants from being mothered? Many different types of responses. Um, Okay. Next question. Was your birther a different person from your caretaker? It's a yes or no question. Was your birther a different person than your caretaker? Hmm. Hmm. In what category is it most accurate to consider your birther mother, caretaker, or absent? In what category is it most accurate to consider your birther? So in what category would you place your birther most accurately? In what category would you consider it most accurate to place your birther? Mother, caretaker, or absent? Mother, caretaker, or absent? The person who birthed you. Okay, next question. Do you think there are photos of you drinking from a plastic nipple? Do you think there are photos of you drinking from a plastic nipple? Do you think so? Do you think there are photos of you drinking from a plastic nipple? Jeez, guys. Sorry. Some some bone stuff going on. Okay. Does hearing does hearing the word caretaker have you feel confident or unconfident? Does hearing the word caretaker, hear the word caretaker, how does it make you feel? Confident or not confident? What is it like to sip on air through a plastic nipple? What is it like to sip on air through a plastic nipple? What is it like? I'm blending all these answers together because I mean, that's so different for everyone, right? Have you ever wanted to inhale something that wasn't fresh air? Have you ever wanted to inhale something other than fresh air? Next question. Next question. Next question. Do you feel stomach tension when you are alone and by yourself? You don't know how to stop it? How does it feel to have stomach tension when you are alone and by yourself and you can't know how to stop it? Okay. Now, there's a final question and there's a bonus question. There's a final question and there's a bonus question. Final question is, what is the definition of the word glucuronidation? And I will caption that on the screen. What is the definition of the word glucuronidation? Oh, a lot of different types of words that could be used. A lot of different kinds of languages that could be used. Now, here's the bonus question. How could it feel? How could it feel to be fathered? How could it feel to be fathered? Okay, so I'm gonna clip it right there. Clip it right there. And that concludes the personal questions. And I'm gonna keep writing in this book until it finishes itself. This book is gonna finish itself because I'm gonna write right through it. So